Usuya marata e yanrakatu uyu sepra a nanaki waye setraman tukuiti isataki waye sati akimati waye. Have you ever lost yourself in a dream? Have you ever had a dream so real, so tangible, and so vivid that you completely lost your sense of reality? You played out the characters, you felt the fears, you had the joys, you had the overcoming adversity, or you had the deaths, or you had the exciting moments, the scary moments. What if, whenever you woke up from that dream, and you woke up into what we call this waking state, you're waking up into another dream? And what if, whenever you do what we call the transition of death here, you will see that this was a dream? What if? Here we go. Namaste and welcome everyone. This is day number 237 of 365, A Life of Bliss. 365, one quote every day from the book A Life of Bliss, the Living Transmission. Channel through this one from our dear non-physical friends and teachers AnandA, here to assist us humanity in remembering who we are and why we are here. And today we're talking about the dream of loss, or loss of the dream, or getting lost in the dream reality. What is the waking state? What is the dreaming state? What is deep sleep? We can go there, but we can't answer it. We can only point to it. We can only pretend to have an answer, tending before to have an answer. Let's discover today what our dear friends and teachers are sharing and what is flowing through this dear one. So we are live streaming live every day for a whole year at 3:33 UK time. And if you're joining live, put in the comments, drop a comment, say hello. If you're on replay, let us know you're a time traveler, and we'll get right into the quote for day 237. So we're on chapter 19. And this is one of the quotes again that it's good to go back to day 236 and possibly day 235 to get context. So you, as this individuation of all that is, also need nothing. There is nothing separate from you. There is nothing that you can gain. There is nothing that you could ever lose. Yet, you play in this game. You play in this dream, so that you may experience the dream of loss, of separation, of limitation. You are masters of limitation. You are in the mastery of limitation. We invite you to look deeper now. I don't know about you, but when I read these words, again, there's no individual, there's no Martin involved in this. It's just like waves of peace, waves of stillness, waves of maybe that's just for me, I don't know. But I just feel just the peace. And of course, I was witness and present and have been many times in this journey for this transmission to come through. It just feels like a balm for the heart. It just feels so peaceful, so easeful. So what if what we call the waking state is another dream? And they asked us to go a little bit deeper. What if, when you wake up after the dream called life, what if what you wake up into there as a multidimensional being of light is another dream. If we go deeper. So our dream at night is a dream. This supposed reality of life is a dream. And even expanding beyond the body into the realms of light, soul and oversoul, is also a dream of Creator. All of this, a dream of creation itself. And of course, we always want to balance this, not to diminish or demean the human experience, or to diminish or demean any reality, any dream reality. Because it's a dream doesn't make it any less valuable, beautiful. The feeling of love when you look into a baby's eyes or an animal's. That feeling of love when you see a sunset or a beautiful flower, or the sadness you feel when there is a feeling of loss or grief. And this deep sense of separation that comes from when we dream the lie within the belief that we are separate from our source, separate from our God, separate from what is. What could be lost for all that is? Where could it be lost to when all that is all that is? And for the human, and for the light being, and for any dream of Creator, any level of creation, experience is the whole point of it all. The ability to experience oneself in an individuation, be that a being of light, be that a body in remembering, be that a body in forgetting, be that a rock, a flower, a grain of sand. That's what it's all about. The experiencing of knowing oneself as an apparent separation, an individuation of divinity. And in this dimension, in this dream, in this game on Playground Earth, we move through an agreed amnesia. We move beyond and through a veil that has a little caveat. And our dear friends and teachers call it agreed amnesia. And this is where we forget who we are temporarily in order to experience that which we are not, to experience something other than that which we are. Without the experience of this, there is no experience at all. As all it is has no experience, because all it is everything. So an experience has to come from an apparent separate being. It has to come from one thing experiencing another. The knowing of oneself as a concept is very different to the experiencing oneself as a physical being, as one who walks and talks and runs and eats and drinks and fasts and falls in the water and bloodies their knee and has a relationship and breaks up and lives and dies. All of these things. The dream of loss. So it's this constant dichotomy, this constant seeming paradox. It isn't paradoxical, but from this level of awareness, it absolutely is. And this is the paradox. That the feeling of loss, the feeling of joy, the feeling of becoming, the feeling of that which is expressing itself in an apparent separate self, an apparent separate entity, is how this whole evolution, becoming, remembering, sustains itself. So remember not to diminish human experience, not to, when we say dream of loss, it's like we forget about a dream and it's not important, it wasn't real. Tell that to your heart. When your heart aches or your heart explodes with joy, you know it's real. It is real. It is real for this individual self. And we don't have to jump to the absolute reality, but here we're always invited to come from absolute reality into the dream, rather than pretty much everything else is taking you from the dream and trying to get to some form of the absolute reality, with some stops along the way called dimensions, and with some ideas along the way called ascension. We are inviting you to come from what you always are, and then live fully. Get dirty, get messy, have tears, have conflict, have the loss, have the gain, have the freedom, have the bondage, but always coming from what is true. So this is the contemplation for day 237. And as always, now we're invited to absolutely drop everything. So we'll drop the names and labels. We'll drop the music. We'll drop the person as much as we can. We drop into a short sacred silence as we allow what is to be what is as what is. So thank you again, as always, for joining this year-long journey with us and this Life of Bliss Living Transmission journey. All the quotes are coming from the book, A Life of Bliss, the Living Transmission, and we will continue this daily journey with each of you as we are dissolving, as we are becoming, as we are remembering this life of bliss that we are, not that something that we're trying to get, this life of bliss that we are. This is who we are. Gold DNA. So again, thank you for joining. Say hello to Angela. Hello on YouTube. Namaste. Found you through Nicola. Yes, if you didn't see the video yesterday with our dear beloved sister Nicola Light, Galactic Shaman Blissness, go check that out on YouTube or Facebook. Thank you, thank you. And we, as my wife texts me, again, somehow getting onto these, we don't edit, we flow. And so if you're getting value from these transmissions, I invite you to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family, and those who have eyes to see, and ears to hear, and hearts to feel. Until next time, from my heart to yours, the divine in me sees, loves, and honors the divine in you. Namaste. We are